Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, whoever you're leaving, cause it's no caravan hour is 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 leaving, cause it's no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
In coming together for worship, we are taking refuge. Refuge is not escape. The punishing barrage of fear, disease, ignorance, and official lies continues all around. As we gather, we do not escape these things. We do not deny them. We do not even devise tactics or train in skills for the battle. In this hour, we simply cease from fighting. We find comfort in one another's company and assurance in our common convictions. In the safety and warmth of each other, illuminated by the light of our shared truth, enlivened by the earnestness of our shared quest, enriched by the vulnerability of our common humanity, and strengthened by the power of our mutual love. Let us be warmed by the living flame and illuminated in the light of this sacred fire.
I invite the members and friends of the congregation to join me in reciting our congregational covenant. The text can be found on our website under Our Values. We, the members and friends of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Montgomery, promise to serve our community with open minds, willing hearts, and helping hands as we respect one another, honoring that our perceptions may differ, value our differences, working to better understand them in conflict, give joyfully of ourselves, being in harmony with our capabilities, and embrace our connections with each other, nature, the global community, and the great mystery of life.
Hey, I came way out here in the country and I finally found a spot. Just so you have your bearings, we're in Bullitt County, south of Montgomery. You're facing the east, which is symbolic. The sun is rising. It's another day. I'm going to read a poem written by an Irish friar. His name is Richard Hendrick, but he's a friar, which means brother, so I'll call him Brother Richard. He wrote this poem out of the pandemic, and I find it reassuring. I find it inspiring, and I hope you do also. Lockdown by Brother Richard Hendrick. Yes. There is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but it's blue and gray and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighborhood so that elders may have someone to call. All over the world, people are slowing down, reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that, yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. There is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there doesn't have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there doesn't have to be disease of the soul. And yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen. Behind the factory noises of your panic, the birds are singing again. The sky is clearing, the spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the souls, open the windows of your soul. And though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing.
One of the most significant practices that we do every Sunday morning when we gather is to mark the joys and sorrows that we carry with us during the week. And you know, this week in particular, we've carried a lot. During this time, I would like to invite you to speak in the chat box the things that you would like held and lifted up by others who are here with us. If there is something that you would like to share privately, I invite you to send me an email, lynn@uumontgomery.org. Otherwise, if you just need someone to reach out in compassion to you, if you just need to know that you are loved and connected, or if there's something on your mind, anything that you'd like to share, I hope that you will take advantage of this time as we hear this song that is so precious to us, Spirit of Life by Carolyn McDade.
Blow in the wind.
It's a fifth Sunday. We usually celebrate fifth Sundays by having lunch together after service in the fellowship hall, and of course we're not doing that today. This particular fifth Sunday, I was looking forward to having a membership celebration. We have several folks who are interested in committing their names to our membership book, and we were going to do that this morning. Now, our bylaws say that we can't do that except by physically recording their names in a book, so we'll have to let that go for today. But nonetheless, we are going to continue to hear from some members talking about their own personal experience with UUFM and why this congregation and Unitarian Universalism is so important to them. Please hear now Charlie Sewell.
Okay. Hello, UUs. I hope you're all practicing self-isolation and are well these days. Deborah and I are mainly indoors. Easy for me because I'm part Trappist. Deborah misses her music groups and her daily workouts. We both miss our Friday and Monday date nights out, and our Sundays at the fellowship, of course. I miss my monthly meditation and discussion and philosophy groups. That was wonderful. We'll be back soon at everything, I trust. And when I was asked to talk about why UU is important to me, I had hundreds of anecdotes I could have quoted. Since we first joined the UU in Urbana, Illinois, and were married there in 1980. I thought it would be more useful, though, to talk about some not-so-good times as UUs. I'll get around in a minute to explaining why. In Urbana, we actually withdrew for a while because it certainly became tediously academic. First, the minister abandoned his wife when she got cancer. It was a terrible time. Now, here at UUFM, we had some differences with the minority who supposed that when we became a welcoming congregation, as you most know, that's the formal declaration of welcoming GLBT populations. We got over that hump, of course, but it was a rock in the road. Once while I was on the board here, I nearly withdrew over a minister's mismanagement decisions and what I consider their overbearing style. I mention these unpleasantries because even when we stopped attending and were unhappy, we never stopped pledging. UUism is such an important force in the health of the community, and we felt committed to supporting it wherever we were. So much more so here, where our congregation is a beacon in the community, and I suspect is today more inclusive than most in the country. And it's a deep source of personal enrichment to me, of course. That's why I and we weather all storms and viruses each year.
Of course, it's a standard part of every worship service that we hold that we pass the baskets, and it's an unfortunate necessity of our life as a congregation. We live on a shoestring. And so even as we are gathered in distant areas, you will be asked to continue, please continue to send in your pledges and other contributions as you are able and motivated to do so. For this quarter of the year, the Social Action Committee selected Faith in Action Alabama to share the plate. We send 50% of our undesignated Sunday offering to an organization that is doing the work on the ground to which we are dedicated in principle. Faith in Action Alabama has been getting a lot of things done. So we're going to post the link to how you can make PayPal contributions. Of course, you can mail a check. You can mail a check to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Montgomery at 2810 Atlanta Highway, Montgomery 36109. You can also send checks to Bob Hitchner. His address is in the directory. And I hope that you have completed your pledge already. If not, please do so right away, because It is time almost for us to be preparing a budget, and that work must be done in order for us to continue thriving in Montgomery. It has to be done this spring, whether we're meeting together or not. So please, if you have not completed your pledge card, do so and send it in to Bob or to Norm. You can do that by U.S. mail or scan it and do it by email. Both of them are in the directory. Let me know if you need more information on that. Now, I'm not going to give you a 20-minute production this morning, but I did want to just take a few minutes to talk to you. These are difficult times, more difficult for some, but at least somewhat difficult for all of us. Isolation is hard, even for healthy people. For those who are less healthy or who struggle with mental and emotional difficulties, these times can be agonizing. Please reach out to your fellow members and friends of the congregation as well as others around you. This is a great opportunity to reconnect with someone who has fallen off your radar. No one will be shocked to hear from you now. They will be only delighted in these days of feeling so cut off and separated. We will get through this. We won't get through it with magical thinking or denial. We know that we have a government now that is feeding us lies and self-serving conspiracy theories. But we will get through this together. Unitarian Universalists have a bit of an advantage over many in other religious traditions in that we revere the importance of fact and science. We respect logical conclusion. The unfortunate offshoot of that is that we also expect to understand. And this, it is not time yet that we should understand. We cannot make sense of this. The purpose of religion and human life is to make sense of the chaos and confusion. But we can't make sense of this. Not yet. The way that we process is through research and history and experience. And we just don't have enough of that yet. But I can tell you, as a person of faith and hope, I can assure you that we will come through this intact and stronger, bruised, beaten, but not broken. I know this from my own personal time and experience in this life. The way that Unitarian Universalists will endure. The way that we will grow deeper and stronger and more vital in this community is by doing what we have always done. We stand by each other. We stand up for those who are under assault. We recognize our own personal limitations and care for ourselves. Get the rest you need. Eat, sleep, drink plenty of fluids. Don't worry about those things you haven't accomplished yet in these 2 weeks that you've had sitting at home. This isn't the time for that. Perhaps what you've needed most is precisely what you've been doing. If there's something that you've wanted to take advantage of, a series on television, a really good book that's just too much fun to make time for when you're so busy, afford yourself that luxury. But know that people all around you are thinking of you and caring about you. Make sure that your contact information is up to date in our directory. Make sure that you're signed up for our electronic newsletter. You can do that right on the front page of our website. Make sure that you read the emails, that you answer the phone, and that you reach out when you need companionship. Today, after service, we're going to try a second hour by video. Now, you don't have to use your video camera if you have one, and you don't have to sit it out if you don't have one. No worries. I hope you will use it if you have it, because there's something about being able to see somebody's face. But if you don't, there's a phone number you can call in, or if you're sitting at your laptop or tablet, you can turn off the camera and still participate. I just want to hang out with y'all for a bit, hear from you, know what's going on. I've talked to some of you on the phone this week, not nearly as many as I had hoped. I'll continue to work at that. We will get through this. There is no enemy to do battle with. There is no one to hate. I know there's lots of reasons to be angry and people to be angry at, but they didn't do this. Even the ones that made it worse through their callousness, selfishness, self-seeking, they did not do this to us. It is a natural event, and we will, as human beings, come through prepared differently next time. And meantime, the planet has had an opportunity to heal just a little bit from the damage that we've done with our busyness. It will be going on here for probably several months yet. We will hear a lot of hard news, but we will hear it together, and we will come together, and we will be and stay together through it all. I look forward to seeing you today after service, and I look forward to seeing you again in person sometime soon. So now, our service has ended. May our service begin.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine, and And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Child's face, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy.